Okay. Now, why do we need this code? What do I mean by this code? All those questions will be answered in this next few slides. So what happens is the computer saves a number. Computer save everything in the form of binary numbers. Okay. So let's say if you have a character a, this character is going to be converted into some sort of binary number, and then computer is going to be saving that number as if it's a. Okay, the character is stored in a computer as a sequence of 0 and 1. Now, the mapping of a character by it to its binary representation is called character encoding. What do I mean by mapping? For example, I can say that if it's A, use 0110. If it's B, use 0111. If it's C, use 1000. So this is a kind of a mapping. Okay, so whenever you want to save B, the computer actually saves this code. Okay, and when you want to write, when you want to read, and you read this, the computer knows it's B. Does it make sense? So you're representing the character with binary representation. So this is a character and this is a binary representation, and this complete table is called map. Okay, is it clear? Any question in the concept of mapping? Okay, so there are different ways to encode a character. Like as I said, you can give a coding like this, or you can use the different codes. Okay, so which one is, so for different codes we have different encoding method. This coding and this process of the character into code and the code back to character is called encoding. So encoding is the process of converting the character into a binary code, and the process of getting the character from the binary code is called decoding. Okay, so there are different ways to encode the character. The manner in which the characters are encoded is called encoding scheme, and one of the popular standard is ASCII standard. ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Okay? So one of the most famous one is ASCII. It is 7-bit encoding scheme. So you need to represent, let's say if you have A, you need to have at least, you need to have 7 bits to represent A. I'm not sure if this is a code for A, but I'm just giving an example. Okay, so you need 7 bits to encode, and you can do all upper and lowercase letter like A, B till Z, A, B till Z, digits, which is 0, 1 till 9, and punctuation marks, which is like this, comma, full stop, and control characters. Control characters are like you have alt, you have control, and things like that. Okay, so you have a 7-bit code to represent all those characters and the control characters. Okay, so ASCII use number 0 to 127 to represent characters. I'll talk about it in a minute. So this is a table which can help you in finding the ASCII code for, let's say, I. So what is the ASCII code for I? ASCII code for I. Well, for that we need to combine the row index and the column index. So what's the row index? This is the row index, and this is the column index. The ASCII code for I is 73. And remember, this is a decimal index. So this 7 and 3 are base 10 number. This is the ASCII code for I in decimal format. Okay. So is there any question in this? So the ASCII code for I is 73 in decimal. So can you help me in converting into the binary form? So can you convert 070? What is the binary form for 073? What is the binary form? What should I write over here? 1001001 001 Perfect. Yes. So it's gonna be 1001 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay. 1001 001. Okay. So this is the binary ASCII code. So this is how the computer is going to save I in its memory. Okay. If it use ASCII codes, if the computer use ASCII conversion, this is how it's going to save I in your computer. Okay. All clear? By the way, how do I get this? How do I know? But I just told you guys in the previous slide that it is 7-bit encoder. Okay. So you have 7 bits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is 2 power 0, which is 1. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. If you add 64, 8, and 1, 64 and 8 is 72 plus 1, 73. So this is 73. This is a binary ASCII code for I. Do you all understand this? Is there any question in this? Obviously, everything is in an exam. I mean, you don't have to remember the table, okay? You don't have to remember the table, but you should know if I gave you this table and ask you guys, you must save the schedule. No, you don't have to remember the table. Let's say if I gave you this table and I ask you guys to find me the ASCII for dollar, you would certainly combine the row index and the column index. So you will do is you will combine the row index for dollar. Row index is 3, the column is 6, so the dollar is going to be 36 base 10, and you need a 7-bit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what do we get over here? 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. 32, 1, 2, 4. I think this should be the answer. Okay, I must save the schedule 76. What do you mean by that? Okay, let's not forget. Okay, forget about the binary thing. Okay, that's just a bonus. But do you all understand how do I get this thing and this thing? Okay, so there's also a table for ASCII in terms of hexadecimal indexes. So for I, if you use this table for this hexadecimal index, then this is your 4, this is your 9. So I in ASCII is 49 base 16. Yes. So whereas I in ASCII is it was what was it? It was I think was it was 73 in base 10. Okay. Yeah, but if you find the binary numbers, they will be same. They'll be same binary number. Okay. Yeah. But nowadays, people don't really use ASCII codes. They are there, but not much use. Nowadays, people use Unicodes, or the computer use Unicode. Do we need to know the row and line always? Yes, obviously. I mean, this is how this table is designed. So in the Unicode, Python also supports Unicode, and the best part about the Unicode is that it also represents international characters. When I say international, I mean Arabic characters. Let's like this display of written text in the world, different languages. Like when you go for the Google Translator, it uses the Unicodes to convert to translate the characters in different languages. So the Unicode always starts with a backslash u, and it is followed by 4 hexadecimal digits like this. So this is a range of Unicode. By the way, how many codes can we have between 0000 and FFFF? How many different combinations can we have? 16 times 16 times 16 times 16. Why? Because if I fix this, I have 16 variation here. If I fix this, I have 16 variations here. If I fix this, all of this but this, I have 16 variations. And if I fix everything and only change this, then I have 16 variations. So anyways, the Unicode starts with /u and it is followed by 4 hexadecimal digits. So let's see an example here. Okay, let's say we have this word welcome in English. We can translate into Chinese using these two characters, and the Unicode representation for this is this, and for this is the. Is there any question? Do you all understand the Unicode concept and the ASCII code concept? So I was saying that okay, let me just explain this using an example. Okay, the code here. So let's do this code first, and then hopefully it will make sense to you. The question is display 2 Chinese characters and 3 Greek letters using Unicodes in Python. So what I do is this is the Unicode for this character, Chinese character, and this is a Unicode for this character. This is a code for alpha, and this is a code for beta, and I forgot a code for gamma as well. Okay, so you import a module turtle. Turtle module is also a module in the Python, like we have the module math and the module time, and then we use turtle.write and we put a code, the Unicode, and it gives us that if you use a Unicode U03B1, I'm going to give you the alpha, and if you use /03B3, I'll give you beta. So if you want to save beta, you save beta in terms of this code, and this code is in hexadecimal, the base 16. Okay, let's do it on the IDLE. Let me see. Okay, so the first thing is I'm going to import turtle. Okay, then I say turtle.write, and then I put a Unicode, any Unicode. Let's say I use a Unicode that is already in the slide, which is U03B1. U03B1. Oh, PUR. Okay, there's a problem in the spelling. There's a problem in the spelling. PUR. So you should not take thumb. Let's see what it gives us. Okay, we get an alpha here. Look at this. Oh, you're not seeing. Let me show you what the output is. How do I show you? Let me show you the output. So this is an output. This is an output. Okay, it's a bit small, but it's alpha. And if I use a different Unicode, if I use the code of U03B3, so let's do turtle.write U03B3, I will get a different Unicode. Look at this. I mean, it's very difficult to read from here, but it's a different code. Okay, so let's use some Chinese codes. For Chinese, we have a Unicode of 6B22. If I go and right 6B4. Oh my goodness. Let's open it again. 95 is you. Oh, double two. So you can see a Chinese character appearing here. Can you see? It's quite small, but hopefully you can see it. So yes, so this is how things are saved on the computer. The computer either use ASCII coding or it uses Unicodes. Okay, thank you. Alt plus P is to repeat the last line. Okay, thank you very much for telling. Let me see. All. Oh yes, oh, that's very good. Thank you very much. Okay. So, any questions so far? So that was about the coding schemes. Now the next step is we have two major functions. One is ORD, another is char, ORD and CHR. They are very simple. They're very simple things. But let's just do them for the sake of doing it. So if we have a character A, if you have a character A and you want to find its ASCII code in decimal, then you use ORD. The ORD returns the ASCII code in decimal. Okay, and the char, the character CHR, it expects you to give the ASCII code and it returns the character. So char expects you to enter the ASCII code and it returns you the character. Whereas OR expects a character as an input and it returns ASCII code. Okay, so let's experiment it on the ideally. So let's see. So let's see. Or I don't know what has happened. I don't know why is it taking some time. Okay, so if I do or I'll get 73. Remember 73 was the ASCII code in decimal format for I. And if I do alt dollar, I will get an ASCII code for the dollar. And if I do char 36, it returns me the ASCII. It returns the character. Okay, does it make sense? Okay, so yeah. Now the difference between ASCII code of any lowercase letter and the corresponding uppercase letter is 32. So let's see on the ideally. So if I have the OR for capital A, small a, it's 997, and if I do OR for capital A, it's 65, and the difference between these two numbers is 32. Similarly, if I do the OR character, let's say R, and the OR with the character capital R, difference again is going to be of 32. Okay, so this is what it says. So the difference in the ASCII for the small and the capital letter is 32 always. Okay, any questions from? Okay, now we talk about the new topic, which is escape sequence. My question is, if I write this line on Python, what should I expect as an output? If I write this line on the Python, what output should I expect? Well, I should expect an error. Why? Because the Python sees the first double quote and then it sees a double quote here. It will think of it as a start of a string and an end of a string. It will not know that this double quote is the end of string. Okay, so how should we write double quotes that does not mean the end or the start of a string, but actually be a part of a string? So for that, we have a special notation. We put a backslash before this double quotes and backslash here before the double quote. What it ensures is it ensures that this should translate into this code and this should translate into this code. And the red double quotes represents the end and the start of a string. Okay, and I don't have to worry about putting a backslash here, because when I see the first double quotes without a line, the Python is smart enough to understand that there's no line here, there's no backslash here. The Python is smart enough to understand that this is a start of a string, and the string start is double quotes are used to represent the start of the string and not the single quote. So let me do some examples on the Python ideally. So if I say print this is, I will get an error. Why? Because I have to tell the Python that this is a special character. This is a special character. Okay, understood? And if I want to, let's say, right, this is cat's food. Now, because so like this. Okay, but if I use double quotes here, then I don't have to worry about this backslash. Why? Because the Python is smart enough to understand that whenever it sees first double quote or first single quote, will understand that this string starts with either single quote or double quote. So whatever follows, if there's single quote inside, that is not representing the end or the start of the string. Okay? That's something really important. Okay. So is there any question from this? Okay, so this is the list for the Python escape sequence. So when you use /n means new line. Let's see. So if I say, let's say print, this is line 1. I say this is line 2. This will be printed in one line. But if I say this is line 1 and backslash n, you get a new line. Okay, is it clear? The backslash n represents the start of a new line. And similarly, we have already discussed this and this. This means the carriage return, the enter key. As if you put this backslash r, and when the program comes to this, it will think of it as an enter key is pressed. And the T is for tab. Let's try T. Here. Look at this. The space is there now. Show the tab. The tab key is pressed. Whenever you do /t, it behaves as if the tab key is pressed. Okay. So these are some of the Python escape sequences. Is there any question in this? No question. Then I'm gonna ask it. How about Abdullah Khalifa Taibi? Abdullah Khalifa Taibi? Yeah, but you have to ask some question. Abdullah Khalifa has to ask some question. Can you turn on your microphone? I'm gonna ask one last time if Abdullah Saibi is here or not. I'm gonna give him negative marks straight away now because this is too much, you know. And I'll show you my list, by the way, the negative mark list. Okay, guys. What about Asim Muhammad Ali? Do we have Asim here?
Yes,
Asim, do you have any question?
no,
So, do you understand this concept of double quotes, single quotes, slash n slash t? So what do I when I use slash n? What happens? When I use backslash n, what happens?
new line.
Yes, it's a new line. Where is Abdullah Khalifa? Can anyone help me finding Abdullah Khalifa here? Yes, here it is. Today is lecture 6, he's -1. And what is your name, by the way? I think it was Asim Muhammad.
Yes, Asim Muhammad.
Asim, where is Asim? Is this you?
You can't see.
I mean, I'm sorry.
What?
Oh, you cannot see the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good because okay, I'll show you the screen for a minute so you can see what is the thing that I'm keeping. This is the file that I'm. We cannot see the screen. Okay, you will see the screen now, and now you will see the list of the bonus, the class participation marks. Here. So now we have two negatives. Can you see the screen now? We have a negative
Yes.
for Abdullah, and we have the positive for Awesome. Okay, remember that answering the wrong question in a wrong way does not affect your class participation marks. You know, you still get some marks. The important thing is that you have to put in the efforts. Okay, now let's come to the lecture. So, you know, sometime we have a multiple print command. By the way, what will be the output for this? If I write the 4 commands for print, what should be the output for this? These are the 4 print commands. Yeah, they will all be on a different line. Am I right or not? Yes, so they will all be on the. Yes, Hassan is right. So let's give Hassan some bonus marks. I think this is Hassan. Am I right? Hassan Omar Saleh Al Hawi. Yes. Same letter between. Yeah. Talal Muhammad. Yeah, but Talal, your answer is not complete. You know? The thing is, if I write this thing, I'm going to get this answer as an output. All the things in a different lines. But if I want to have them in a single line in an output on a different print commands, then I can put like this. You know, I can say the print triple A and end the print with space. Don't end the print with the carriage return. This print triple A and there's a hidden R here. You know, R means carriage return. There's hidden R here. There's a hidden R here. Hidden R here. And what does R mean? R means carriage return, as if you have pressed the enter key. Okay. So if we don't want to get the R here, but something else, then we use the end option, the end argument. We call it end argument. So we say you end this line with some space here. You end this, then you write this and end the line without any space. And write this and end the line with this 3 star. And this should be your output in one line now. Look, there's a space or there's a space here. There's no space after BBB. There's no space here. Look at this. Okay. Does it make sense? Yes. If you write, let's do an experiment. Okay. Let's do an experiment. Can you see this Python screen now? So let's do print hello and say end equals to some space, some big space. Actually, we need to write it on the script, not here. So this, and then if I say hello world, and if I run it, I'm going to see the hello world in one line. So let's say computer is extremely slow now, you know. So you should see a hello world. Error? What is an error? Why do we have an error? No. Why do we have an error? Wait a second. Let's comment it and let's comment it. There is some. Oh yes. Oh yes. The indenting problem, you know. We have an extra indent here. Cannot assign to function call. What is going on here? Oh, at last we have something. So you see a space, you know, between hello world. And if I end this by /n, not tell me what will happen. Anyone who will tell me what will happen now? Press F5. If I press F5, what will happen? Yes. So Hassan Umar Saleh already got some bonus points. Badr Abdullah, where is Badr? Okay, here's Badr. And where is Abdullah Muhammad Saeed? That's big name. Abdullah Muhammad Saeed. Abdullah Muhammad. Where is this? Yes. So yes, you get a new line. Why? Because you're ending this thing by an N. And if you end here by star, this, you will get a nice thing at the end of the word. Okay. So anything else that you want to discuss? We'll do the remaining examples next week, inshallah. Okay, then. Thank you very much, and see you on Monday.